It went by so fast. It flew by.
Yes.
And at the same time, I feel also a lot already happened and shifted, and a lot, so much can happen in 5 days, right?
Mhm.
Beauty of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, we started with the light feminine, the unconditional love, the safety, the holding of Mother Earth, right? How she's always with us, how she always keeps us safe, held, loved. And from there we can rise, we can stand, we can surrender, we can let go, and we can receive all this wisdom. And we start to discover that all the answers are within ourselves. And that we never ever have to search for these answers outside of ourselves. And actually, when we do, that we just put our power away, that we just give it away to the other person. And then with that wisdom and that insight, we started to play with our seducing, inspiring change, connecting with this more raw primordial energy power within ourselves of like, oh yeah, this is what I want. And I'm gonna seduce to receive that and make that happen. And today we're gonna connect with the dark masculine that knows what it wants, that goes for it. Actually, I missed the light masculine. After seducing and playing, we connected to the light masculine where we said, oh yeah, this is the vision that we need. This is the vision that I'm holding. And with the superpower of my brain, I can put this vision into the quantum fields and start to make that reality. And also, actually, we connected with the pieces within ourselves of like, oh, what's still holding me back, where I'm still keeping myself small, and started to self-parenting ourselves. And I do have to say, like, when we, for example, work together in a one-on-one container, you can much more specify, like go to the specific beliefs and to the specific things that hold you and work on something like that together, because then you have somebody that's holding a blind spot and holding a mirror for your blind spots. And at the same time, in a group container, you hold each other, the energy is amplified, and you just have to do the work yourself a little bit more. But yeah, so the dark masculine. But before we're going to dive into the dark masculine, I would really like to invite the energy in of celebrations. Because when we share our celebrations and when we actually celebrate our wins, our super tiny wins, our big wins, it doesn't matter, and we start to honor them and be grateful for them, then we invite more of those into our lives. Instead of being like, oh, I wish I had more, I wish, oh, that went well, but this could maybe have gone better. But if we just focus and zoom in on these things like, oh, amazing, this is what happened, and I'm so grateful for it, and I'm celebrating this, that's what we're then inviting into our life. So I just want to have a moment to hear everyone's celebrations up till now and celebrate together. So who wants to go first?
Mm.
And maybe what helps is to already go back to Sunday before starting 6 days ago, knowing that the next day you would start this journey, how you were feeling then. And you even maybe did the practice where you journeyed, like, where am I now? And where you are today. And what changed? What shifted? What are you celebrating?
I want to celebrate um the the coming back to myself and to listening to myself and believing on myself and making myself a big deal. That process day with day, at the beginning, Sunday and last week, I think I actually had a breakdown at some point. I was so confused on what to do, and it's because I was giving all my power away and asking everyone, or rather, just listening to everyone dumping opinions. And when I finally came back to myself and I remember that all the answers are within me, and I listened to the messages that were ready to be heard, and then I spoke them, it was very fertile land for them to receive me, the people in my team, my boss, because they were all also feeling really lost and really overwhelmed with all the options. And I think what it needed, what it took, what we needed was someone who had a lot of clarity, and I could tap in my clarity and just share it with them. I guess I was very seductive that day after our dance, because I was like, listen, guys, this is the way we're gonna do it. And they're like, all right, let's do it like that. And today I feel so, so happy that I am back to, that I remembered myself, my wisdom, my power, and that I could voice it out and see the impact that it has when it is voiced out in the whole organization. Like today, and since a couple of days ago, we have just been working with this for this one objective that we all feel really comfortable with, because as a witch, I can listen to the whispers of the land and the organization. So everybody knows it makes sense. And yeah, that's a huge celebration. It's a huge celebration. I'm so impressed now that I say it all with words and with other people, with you, my circle, how crucial and how divinely planned this this retreat was for me, for us. So I celebrate you, my dear Alex, as well, for bringing it to life for us. Mhm. Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, and seeing also like the power radiating in you when you say this, it's like, oh. Yeah, there's a different presence, and it's a presence that's like, don't screw me over, because I know, and you don't dare to, because it's like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like that, and the guys too. I didn't share with you, Elena or Martin, but I don't know if I shared with you, Alex. But I'm in a team of about 7 men, and I'm the only woman, and they're all from a rural background, kinda. There's a mix, but it predominates the rural background. Uh, but that day I was like, look, guys, this is the way things gotta go. And they were all like, all right, let's do that. She said it.
Yes, woo.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. It is amazing.
Thank you. Celebrating. Elena, Martin, celebrations from your side.
Celebration from my side. So last weekend in general, Sunday, but also Saturday, were a little bit too, yeah, chaotic days, mostly, I mean, inside me, where I actually found myself really willing to be alone. So kind of not interact with anyone, but on a certain way also suffering this, even if pretending that I was fine. And and I think that the biggest things that these days they bring to me is the importance every day or every with a frequency to listen really myself, taking that moment and the importance that that moment has for myself to reset also what the needs are, what is the change I want, because it's also something that is still changing, growing, and changing in little steps my life, and also how it's important to, because sometimes I think I pretend to say I know myself, but maybe I don't really know myself still. So in all the exercise also about defining, let's say, what is the light energy, the light feminine. I analyze it again myself, and if I was analyzing myself 5 years ago, I was seeing something. Now I'm seeing something completely different. So the celebration, it is the being friend with myself again, and taking this responsibility of doing this without keeping this apart, and not thinking that this is not important as all the other to-do lists I have in my mind.
Mm. Yeah, thank you for prioritizing yourself,
Yeah.
and love for yourself. And
Yeah.
number one, boom.
Mm.
Yeah, celebrating you. Thank you.
Mm.
Martin.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of processing taking place. There's a lot like a food mixer, or I feel like a food mixer, you know, like a lot of things going on inside me.
Mhm.
Um, a, a friend shared something with me yesterday, which was, I think, really helpful. And that is, I do a lot of like doing or say I'm gonna do, you know, like do courses, do this, do that, but not necessarily doing the things that are gonna really serve me. Like, okay, solve my shoulder problem, solve these things, you know,
Mm.
and actually doing things that are gonna help me. And so that's one thing. And the other thing is I probably need to go more inside rather than outside. So going I'm not saying this course wasn't a bad thing, but I'm just saying going always trying to do other courses, and actually, and this is what's part of this course, is to go into that place of surrender and do a bit more work around safety and see what's going on. Where am I a little bit confused or something? And like just try to tune into those spaces. So I think there's like a time for more contemplation, which is really hard. But maybe I could just be softer on myself and do it in stages, you know? So for example, yesterday, I said I wanted an ice cream, but then after that, I went to the beach and did some inner work, you know, about clearing some stuff. I did the activity of the little child going up the mountain. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say, but there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of wanting to go to bad habits. And yeah, it's really hard to like change the habits.
Mhm.
Really hard. Like even last night, going to bed late. Well, not late, but eating and doing things on the phone till late. And I spoke to a friend 3 hours before about how sleep hygiene and spoke about breath work with him. He knows all this stuff, and I'm not shifting. So maybe I'm hard on myself. And this is another thing a friend told me, is that you're tired because you're putting the energy out there. You're tired. You're doing too much. It's almost like I just have to let go from everything so I can like almost empty myself.
Mm.
And at least yesterday afternoon, I did make myself have more time for myself. So like do some things in the morning that are going to serve me, and then take more space. That's my plan this afternoon, is to take more space for myself. But yeah, I think it's more emptying, trying to bring more emptying, try to take the things off the to-do list, more empty, listen to myself, what it wants to know, what it wants to tell me, let it purge. If it wants to show me the magic, give it space so it can show me what it wants to show me. That's what I'm feeling. It's almost like you must have a bit of a retreat.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, actually, one thing that's coming up for me right now, and also what I've felt coming up in the last days, is actually connected to today, which is the light, like the dark masculine, like it's do it versus doing a course, saying that you want to have this, saying that you want to have that. Choose one thing that came through really clear from your intuition, from your wisdom, and do it. But it's just one thing versus I need to do my breath work. I need to eat healthy. I need to have sleep hygiene. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. Because if you choose so many things, it's super overwhelming. And then if you don't do them all, but you do maybe 4, but the 5th you don't do it, like what we said in the beginning, you're not celebrating your 4, but you're being bummed about the 5th one. But if you choose one thing, this is for me at this moment what I need, and you go back to the meditation of like your inner wisdom and receive what that one thing is that you need, and you stick to it, that's when you shift into the energy of like inspired action, and you get out of the overwhelm.
I have an observation. So like we had this calling, didn't we? Most of us got this one calling that we should focus on. Right? In this course. I can't remember which one which one of 2 things for me, but like put your energy towards that, you know, like on this program, we said, what is our future self? What's it telling us?
Yeah.
That, you know, that could be the one thing.
That is what I'm talking about. Exactly.
That is the one thing.
That is the one thing. Yeah. And it came from yourself. Nobody told you. It's your inner wisdom.
Yeah.
What came up for you, Martin?
Yeah, I'm also really curious.
Yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was purging, but then I don't know if it was magic as well, but I think it was purging. I really felt purging, but I can't remember which from the meditations. I looked through my notes. I can't remember which one it was, but I think it's purging.
And then ask yourself, what step can I take to get into a purging state? Or because purging, it's quite a broad something, right? Like, what inspired action can I take right now? What can I do right now to purge?
I know there's 2 things I can do literally. Yeah, there is one thing I could do and keep doing it. There's for example, there's a meditation I've been doing lately, and it's been really helping me to like clean my aura, clean the entities, clean everything out inside me. And that I can do straight away, and I can already feel how that helps me release. It's a Steve Noble meditation. He's so good. If you've heard of Steve Noble on YouTube, and my friends swear by him, and it's like, yeah, I feel that I could just do that, and that will start the process of the purging process.
Okay.
You know, it might be ayahuasca, it might be other things, but that's not coming to me straight away.
Okay. Then you start with just doing that, and then ask yourself, for how long do I want to do this? Do I want to do this every day for 1 week, 21 days? Set a super very specific goal. But this is also something that we're gonna finish off with today, like to make things very clear. Because this, what we're talking about, is the dark masculine. This is the energy of having super clear focus, having a super clear intention, and going for it. It's inspired by the heart. It's inspired by the wisdom that you have received, which is the feminine qualities of listening and receptivity, and you take it outward, focus, direction, and you go for it. And yeah, I'm thinking about sharing a story about it, like about this energy, about this frequency, because also Romina, she's reading the story of She Who Runs with Wolves, Elena, which actually is an amazing book. Also for Martin.
You have to read it.
Yeah. But what it shows you is how the wisdom has been passed on for generations and generations through story, because stories land, stories click, and they awaken some wisdom that it's already in your body. And when we're talking about the dark masculine, the dark masculine is not afraid to take. There's no shame. There's a very clear direction, but it's coming from a place of love. It's even, and I'm going to maybe use foul language, it's even saying from this masculine energy, I'm gonna fuck you so deeply because I love you.
Mm.
And that's very different from just grasping and taking. It's like, oh, I'm doing this because I love you so much and I'm loving you. And from that energy, and another example is like if you're stepping into leadership. And like for example, Romina, okay, guys, I know what is needed right now, and I'm gonna tell you what it is that we need to do. It's also when you're a true friend, you're a brother or your sister, and you see how your brother or sister keeps on continuing bad habits or falling into this trap of like, oh, poor me. If you really love somebody, you tell that person, okay, done. It's done with playing the victim. You're done with playing small. It is time for you to get a slap under your bum and start acting, doing whatever it is that is needed, because that is true love. But it's scary to do that because what if the other, and then all the fears are coming out of that. What if I didn't get this like, but if you truly love somebody, that's what you do. You hold up that mirror, that sister, that's brotherhood. But that's also how you create a successful organization. That you can flag, hey guys, you're in dreamy land, you're dreaming too much, you're having all these beautiful visions, but how are you going to actually make it reality? Instead of keep dreaming with them and saying, yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing. And this energy that I'm describing, this archetype, you can maybe already feel it a little bit while sharing these examples. But it's also the archetype where many people have a lot of resistance on, because it's also an archetype that's being misused so much in the world right now. If you look at war, rape, all like horrible things that are happening, grasping for power, that's coming from the distorted version of this archetype. And when I first connected with this energy, and I want to share this story just for an inspiration for you to maybe do this practice on your own later. It's also in the home practices. It's also something that I'm going to dive into deeper in this 8-week container that I just mentioned. But when I first interacted with the energy of the dark masculine, I was angry at it. So somebody was embodying this dark energy of the dark masculine. And I was angry at it. And I did a really beautiful shamanic practice. And what you do is you have a cushion in front of you, you sit in your own seat, and you ask the energy of the dark masculine to get into the seat, into the cushion. And you have a conversation with that energy. So from my perspective, there was a lot of anger, and I had some rah and releasing what we did, on the cushion, on the pillow. And I had my emotional release towards this energy of why I was so angry, upset, and disappointed with that energy. And then I stepped into the energy of the distorted dark masculine. And I sat onto that seat. And what I felt was so much sadness, and it was like a tiny little boy, and it said, I don't know how to do it differently. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And it was so sad, and it was so scared, and it was really coming from this place of, I don't know how to do it differently. Please help me. Please help me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And by feeling like the sadness and the pain from this little boy that did the things that were awful, something could shift in me. And I could step out again, sit in my own seat, and feel the light feminine, the compassion and the love and the understanding towards this little boy.
Mhm.
And I asked what it needed. And the only thing that it needed was unconditional love. It was all.
Mhm.
It was being seen, being loved by his mother. And in that moment, yeah, exactly. And in that moment, I was able to forgive and give love. Give love to these men now in the part in the world where there's war going on, where there's so much darkness in their hearts. There's so much darkness where they think that the other people are the bad guys, they are the animals, they have been raised to hate, and there's so much darkness, which they are actually the ones that are really suffering. And I was able to send love and compassion to these hearts and pray that they can feel a spark of love, of being loved. And that there was a little spark of light that was able to be entered into those hearts. And it changed something for me. And then I got the transmission of the healthy dark masculine, which was a complete different transmission. And I won't go into the details of the story, but what it taught me is that when somebody wants to take or go somewhere and it's coming from a place of love, and they look at you and they make a connection with you from their eyes to your eyes, and they keep emanating true love, and from that place they say, okay, this is what I want to do, then that is the only way for you to truly feel safe and to be able to surrender. So it's a really big gift you give somebody else if you step into this loving energy with a super clear focus and a super clear intention. And from there you say, poof, this is it. And I think Romina's celebration from the beginning of today was a perfect example. Because these men were like, oh, okay, she's coming from a place of love with so much devotion and so much clarity. I can now release and surrender into the greater mystery, into this greater wisdom of life.
Mm.
So do you see the gift in using this energy? Can you feel it?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, great, great. Okay, because the reason why I want to share all of this is I would love for you to play with kind of maybe the resistance of this archetype, what I said, you know, in like doing this constellation work. But without doing that, I still want you to be able to feel the power of this energy so that you can start to embody it and practice it. So that's what I want to do with you right now. I'm gonna turn on some music.
Share something, actually. It's funny because I'm going to have, you talked about this brother-sister relationship. I'm actually going to have a pretty like hard talk with my mum about like after this call. And so being in this energy, because she basically needs some home truths to like basically sort herself out because she hasn't been taking care of herself. And there's a lot of other things. One of her best friends wrote to me, and I'm going to have that word with her about what I feel she needs to do. So it's like stepping into those things, you know, that you've been
Knowing that
talking.
that's true love, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can use the energy of what we're going to build right now, because what we're just going to do, and it's an experiment to do it online. So I'm happy that you guys are part of this experiment. We're going to really tap into this animalistic energy of the dark masculine. So there are two types of hunters. One type we already played with. She's the dark feminine, right? She seduces, she plays. And it's a very different type of hunting because she's patient. She dances, she moves, she looks with her eyes, but she has to wait for her prey to come in, to come in, to come in, to come in before she has him, right? The dark masculine, maybe in the beginning is patient because it's scanning, it's discovering like, okay, where is my prey? But then when it locks its eyes on its prey, it knows exactly how to go, which road to run, the pace to take its prey. And again, it will do it from the most loving way because it will try to kill its prey with the least painful experience. It will go straight to the throat and make it as comfortable as possible. And even as humans, when we were hunters back in the days and we would kill a deer to eat on for months with the family, we would give so much praise and thanks for the deer that gave its life for us to feed on and for our family to be able to feed on. So that's what I want to play with today. So I don't know if you can get out of your hammock and if you can get onto the floor, but really get become the animal. And then from this animal, scan the savannas and see if you can see the prey and see how you can stalk and see how you can deliberately go towards this prey from love and see if you can keep the love emanating from your heart while you're going to attack this prey. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay,
Fun.
amazing. Okay.
Which one are we doing first? Are we doing both or are we doing one or the other?
No, we're just doing the dark masculine. So we're just doing the animal that's hunting its prey. Let me see. Do you hear the music? Can you hear the music?
No music.
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, there's something weird. Wait. Music. Can you hear it now?
No.
No?
No.
Because it's so much nicer here. Now?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, amazing. Okay, so now step into the animal that you want to be. Maybe you want to be the lion, maybe you want to be the tiger. And really step into the animalistic energy of this majestic being. Feel how you are the king of the jungle. And walk around. Scan the area. And see if somewhere you see your prey. Lock your eyes on your prey. And the moment you lock your eyes on your prey, you know that this is your prey. And maybe in the beginning, you slowly find your way so that it doesn't see you. And you get closer. And you get closer. And you still feel the love for this prey because you know this prey is going to serve you in being able to sustain yourself for the coming 3 days and maybe even your cubs or your family. So keep feeling the love while you're walking. And then whenever you feel the moment is there, maybe whenever the prey looks at you and locks her vision into your eyes, you know that she is yours. You go for it. And you run towards your prey. And you kill it with all the most devotional love. and you take its life, and with that you feel the power within yourself rising, and at the same time you feel the gratitude, you feel the love for this creature giving its life to you. And you can feel how the prey is deeply surrendering when it knows there's no chance. And it surrenders itself completely to you. And in your way, you give your thanks. You bow down in reverence. And you feel this adrenaline, this power, this clarity, this leadership, the majestic feelings in your body. And find a way for yourself to anchor this into your system, into your body, so that whenever you need a shot of the dark masculine, you instantly get it. And in your own way, find your way back.
Wow, how amazing.
Oh, great. Oh, I loved that you guys are part of this experiment in a like a real life setting. You would have a prey. You would take the prey in a real life setting and it would surrender itself to you. But I could feel it as well now, right? Like it doesn't matter. You
Wow. What an amazing exercise. All the emotions are so real. Wow.
yeah, can you all feel this dark masculine?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the determination, uh, and that's all it takes to get done what you need to get done. Uh, Coming from the heart, from the real need, from from the inner knowing. And while I was doing it, it was such a loving act of gratefulness, of knowing it's the right thing, and thank you for your sacrifice, and that flow, that cascade of feelings of leadership, of I got done what needed to be done to feed the village, my family. Um, and yeah, so much satisfaction and so much gratitude. Um, yeah, it was very real.
Wow.
The whole cascade of emotions.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love it. Okay. So
Mhm.
if you can take this energy with you in the breakout and share again to each other in a waterfall, the others just listening. Okay, now I know what inspired action am I going to take from here? How can I bring the rest of the team in this co-creational process if that's what's needed? Or what can I do differently on a daily basis from now on? Or what can you start to integrate on a long-term basis in your life?
Mm.
And maybe there's even a vow or a pledge that you want to take in front of the entire group that we can hold you accountable for. What are you pledging? What are you vowing for? So from this energy, the inspired action.
Mm.
So I'm going to throw you into a breakout.
Mm.
Yes. And then you can listen to each other for, I would say, 1.5 minutes each. Okay, I will give you a ping. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Great. Yes, you're with me, Martin.
Thought I was going to avoid you
Why?
because we hadn't been together yet. So I thought we're not. It was good.
Yeah.
Wow. What a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
You know what's, can I share what's coming alive? How long have we got?
1.5 minutes. I'm just gonna time it. Yeah, you can actually share for 3 minutes because you can take all the time.
You want to share a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll leave you a bit of time as well. Okay. It's interesting. So a while ago, I did a mushroom journey and it was telling me about go for it when it comes to women. Yeah. And lately I've been, and friends have been saying, you're quite like in your feminine energy. But that was like 3 or 4 days ago. But like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days ago, I was like, I want to step in my masculine. And I really feel like this dark masculine is something that would be great because I'd like to attract somebody in my light feminine, but from a healthy perspective, because I know at the moment it's not super healthy. And to go for it, so my persona is to be more in my masculine on a day-to-day basis, my dark energy. When I'm meeting women, to have that taking, but with love, when I'm dating, when I'm in the world that I live in, to really be in that state of being. I feel I've been so much in this emotional, spiritual world, and my Pisces, when actually I have a lot of Aries on my cusp. No, it's time for like stepping up. And I felt it when I'm in my masculine, when I've done exercises recently, like 3 or 4 days ago, stepping into my power and love. It was funny. It was power and love was one of the crystal stones I picked. I could feel it. I could feel it. And when I went to the market, people felt that presence.
I would love to share something with you in this perspective.
Yeah.
Because when a light feminine connects with a dark masculine, but he's in an unhealthy way, she doesn't feel safe. But the biggest desire that the light feminine has is for this dark masculine to take her from a place of love, because that means that she can fully surrender, and that actually creates the safety. So for her to feel safe, she wants you to be so present in your body, in your love, together with your sex, so that she can surrender herself to you. And it's the most attractive aspect to be in.
Yeah. I have a date tonight with a girl who's in like feminine. And I know she really likes me. So, I would like to do things with good intentions because she's a very nice girl, very sweet. I don't know if I fully fancy her yet, but I would like to give it a chance, and I'd like to do it with presence, and I'd like to do it with like, get to know her and see what comes up. You don't know until you spend time with somebody to get to know them,
Exactly.
I was just a soul. So, yeah. So with presence, yeah. And with, what was it? Presence.
Honesty in this case, right? Like, so be super truthful, be super honest about maybe that you're not really sure, or because that also creates safety. Because the moment you withhold that from her, then it can become manipulative.
Well, I can actually tell her where I feel a bit insecure because she's like coming and going a lot with her travels. I don't really know where I stand with that. Do you know what I mean? And that is part of my attachment style. I want, like, okay, you want to bring a bonding, then this is something I feel uncomfortable with, and see how she feels about that. Maybe not on the first date, but this is something then I would like to bring up with her. Like, you keep, you know, you're always traveling. There's, I don't know where you're gonna leave. Then you say
Yeah.
you're gonna come back. It's this like, I don't,
The most
yeah.
difficult part is sharing with her something that is maybe difficult for you to share because you're worried that it might hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
Because
So talk about it.
that's the difficult thing. If you tell her at some point, you're like, I'm not 100% sure if I really like you. It's not an easy thing to say, but it's the truth.
But also, I would like to get to know her, but I think deep inside me, would like to open my heart. But I also don't know what her, like, she's coming and going a lot. Do you know what I mean? And she can
So
actually.
so it's both. It's both a beautiful share. But we have 10 more seconds and you have to tell me what it is that you're going to do from this energy. Maybe it's this, what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's to go out there in the world on a daily basis, like with this dark energy, with this dark, healthy, masculine energy.
Okay. And then think about it for yourself. Like, what does that actually look like? How do you know that you have spent more time in your dark energy?
How do I know?
Uh-oh.
I need to tune in. I need to tune in daily. How am I tuning into my dark masculine? End of the day, where am I? Have I been doing it?
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hola.
Did I answer your question, Alex, by the way?
Yes, and I would like to add to that. Okay, so you can tune into and ask yourself, when have you been in your dark masculine? But then when you tune in, when do you know you have been in your dark masculine? And the reason why I'm probing is I want to get to a super clear, specific answer that is like a concrete goal that you can work towards.
Okay.
So chew on that. In the meantime, wonderful, beautiful woman, is there something maybe that you still want to vow or pledge? Because this is your chance. You don't have to at all, only if you feel it. Maybe you've done it for yourself. Maybe you've spoken it out loud against each other. And if you're good, you can just do like this. But you don't need to do it.
I want to share that a little bit of what I was sharing with Elena as well. I want to pledge to live and honor these cycles, the cycle of moving through the different archetypes to feel a more complete version of myself that starts by loving myself unconditionally in order to be able to listen to myself and believe on my power, my magic, my words. And from that inspired place, execute. Execute really, not just listen and know and believe on myself, but how does that take shape in the real world, which is where what we came to do in this life. So I want to pledge to be very conscious and very to really embody this the cycle moving through the archetypes, to be able to do inspired action throughout the different aspects of my life and really finish it in action, which is something that I think sometimes I lack. I think how I lack a bit from every archetype, like because I haven't been embodying them fully. But now that I really recognize them and know where they start, where they end, and how they connect, that's my pledge to live through that cycle.
Yes. That's what the world needs. That's what the world needs.
Yeah. 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 And I love to bring it out loud with you who know this magic, this wisdom. And yeah, so that hopefully I can come back and touch base with you guys whenever it's feeling more tricky or whatever I'm feeling like it's not just it's not happening, or I'm stuck, and yeah, be able to support each other in this process.
We've got you. Mm,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, that's something I would like to ask. Like, would you like that the community that I just created, I can make it an open community that whenever new groups are coming in, that we're creating a bigger community of people coming in, and then it can stay like become this vibrant community where we can support each other and hold each other whenever things are getting rough or we need a shot of something.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, I would do that.
Mhm.
Any other pleasures? And again, don't feel obliged, because that's also part of the whoosh. Like, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not doing it because somebody's asking me to.
Yeah.
That's also discernment. Yeah, because in this whole spiritual scene, we're very good at the light,
Yeah.
the action taking, and the no and the boundaries are like that. It's now time we're bringing that as well. So, Elena, if you feel a no,
No, my pledge to myself, it is to give the importance he has this part of my growing person, my growing consciousness, giving the right time to this, giving so the right time also to what this needs compared to the rest of the thing, the thoughts I have, but these are really important. It is also changing, so as needs to be done with us in a continuous way. And I want to believe in what I feel is important for me, and I want to give to this the right importance, because it's a I don't want to hand in the game. Sometimes I create to myself of feel embarrassed in pretending for myself more, from myself or from my life, not feeling that what I have should be only like this. So I can pretend more. I don't need to feel embarrassed for this. And this also means that if you want more, I need also maybe to change some action, and going out for the poor me also requires from by myself an additional energy at the beginning, because it is also about resetting things, no? So I want to promise to myself to listen myself a lot in this sense, and no matter what, but if this is what I feel, I should go for it.
yes,
Mm.
I love it.
Mm.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. If this is what you feel, you go for it. Thank you.
Yes. Mm.
Okay, so there's a part of me that feels inspired action. It's general at the moment. Doing it from the place of the heart, from love, in to allow myself to feel and to tap into that, whatever's coming up, and allowing myself to step forward, allowing myself time and space, being more aware of energies. It could be the architects, but definitely energy as a whole. And there's something about connecting to the masculine energies, the light and the dark and masculine, because I think there's actually some work I can do to step into more of the healthy, because I can see the unhealthy. And then, yeah, just to really be more aware, I guess, around my masculine energy on a daily basis and do it from a place of love. And yeah, just to have that awareness. At least this is like this will help me, because I know I wanted to step more in my masculine. So yeah, there's I get what it does. I get what it does, and I just need to just tune in more with it and see where it goes.
Hey. Okay. So you're pledging to be more aware about your dark masculine energy.
Yeah, but also my light. I think more, but I want to, yeah, let's say I'm pledging more into my dark, but I also want to just tap in and play around with the light masculine as well, because I think vision, having that Jesus, shall we say, archetype is a good thing, you know, vision, you know, stepping into the future in that way is also, it's a very powerful way of being as well.
Mm-hmm.
Being a creator.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the work that you do.
Yeah.
Right? Stepping into the light field.
Mm.
Oh, okay, great. I love the pledges. Mm. Yeah, I just wanted to briefly say that based on our work together, and I was already cooking it in the oven, but now I can feel it even much more strongly, is that I will launch an 8-week container where we will dive much deeper in each archetype, but also on the distorted version, and do work on this distorted version to make the healthy version more stronger and more present. And I will launch that in like 6 weeks. And I just wanted to give your pioneers, my first crew in this new road of my journey, the possibility to join for 50%. So that's something I'm just throwing out there. And also, yeah, working one-on-one. The one-on-one container is something that I open up again, and I will open up 3 spots. Not because you are with 3, but that was something that was already happening. I'm opening up three spots to work for 2 months, where we will have 3 live calls per month with 1 week break. And similar to this, there will be guided healing journeys, but they will be tailor-made specific to your case. So we would really look at your limiting beliefs, at your blind spots, at the things that are still keeping you, but also like, if you look at your own genius and your own light, it's very difficult to see yourself in your fullest, highest potential and the highest timeline that you have. But if you have somebody seeing what's possible in you and sees that there's like that, maybe the potential that you see is 1% of the potential that's actually there, whoever that is, that's, I think, one of the biggest gifts to receive, and at least is one of the biggest gifts I have received 1.5 months ago, and it gave me so much. So yeah, based on that, I also feel that that's something I'm bringing in again. So if you're interested, I can send you the link for the one-on-one container for sure. And if you feel like the 8 weeks and really want to go deeper and want to make use of the 50% discount code, let me know, because then that's an offer that will last just for this week. I'm saying that, I'm like, oh, I'm really not good at this, but it's part of me in my dark masculine. So
Yeah.
So girl.
bringing the dark masculine into my offer, into my clear
Yeah.
container. So yeah, that's something that I just wanted to throw out there.
So share with us the links, babe, so we can look at the dates and yeah.
Yeah. So for the 8-week container, like, that's something that's really still cooking into the oven. So that's why I'm calling it like a mystery offer. I can share the dates like with pencil. But for example, I don't have the checkout page, whatever, ready yet. It's just like, if you feel, okay, I want to jump in and it's because it's a 50% discount, then you're going to join me in the mystery, because I will still define a little bit like the dates and everything. But for sure, I can share the link of the one-on-one container.
Do you know
Okay.
how much the 8-week is going to be?
Yes, it's going to be 2,500 euros, and with a 50% discount, that's 1,250 euros.
Mm-hmm.
Very different prices from this 5-week day, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's still very reasonable. I mean, it's a longer journey and
Yeah.
it's reasonable. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and it's holding, like, because also with the 8 weeks there will be like the life, there will be the healing journey, there will be practices, and there will also be like a training video with more background information. And there's like the container where you can drop in with all your questions and processes, and then whenever anything is happening, I will respond to you in the workday, so the Monday to Friday. Whenever something is coming up and you need some extra support. So it's like really a holding of a container of working
Mhm.
together. And on the one-on-one container, that's like continuous access. So that would mean that I will be I'm gonna be with you no matter what, even though we have a call per week where we really come together. Like that's there we have an app and you can constantly be like, oh, okay, I'm going through this, can you support me with this, can you support me with that? So that's again a little bit of a different container.
Mm, beautiful.
I will send it.
Alex, I see that you're bringing to life a lot of your dreams, of your being, of the impact that you want to have in the world. And I would love to hear your celebration as we close this 5 week pilot.
But
The 5 day,
it felt
5 day
like
pilot run of your bold voices, conscious choices.
you want to hear my celebration? Was that what you were saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Amazing. My celebration. Oh, yeah, my celebration really is that I brought in an element of myself that I haven't been showing in my work because I was so tapped into the light, into the light, into the light, and now I've brought in a part of myself that was so much more raw. And I mean, the practice that we just did with the animal and the prey, and yeah, I'm just so, it feels so releasing. I'm like, all of that is now also in. And besides releasing, like I can feel it building in strength and in power and in magnetism. And yeah, I'm really celebrating and honoring that part. And in that way, I'm also pledging to, in my life, in all aspects and in my work, to keep bringing in the raw and the dark and an animalistic raw and realness of this human experience that we're going through, because I really feel like not only for me but also seeing you rise, that's another celebration. It's like this is what the world needs. The world
Yeah.
needs to hear our voices. The world needs for us to take that inspired action from a place of love, because I believe that's the only way we're going to change this world and create the new world that we're actually doing right now as we speak. But I believe this is the way. And
Yeah.
we can only do it together. So thank you for doing it together.
Yay, congratulations for daring and exploring and succeeding. Just doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that spotlight on, sister.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed being in this container. Like so much love for each of you.
Mm, me too. Thank you so much. Really.
Thank you for
Yeah, thank
sharing.
for stepping more and more in your power. You achieved an amazing program with us, of course. You delivered on so many levels. You really are very
Yeah.
powerful medicine lady. That's what I would like to call you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aho.
Aho to that. Yeah, and I'm wishing you a beautiful, powerful journey, beautiful, powerful weekend. The community stays open, and like I said, like I will open it up and make it bigger, and let's see what wants to come out and grow out of that. I'm gonna send you the offers that will be valid for this week, and you know where to find me.
Yeah.
And we can access the materials because I want to have a look at the safety meditation and stuff. So it's the Zoom's still there for a little bit.
I can keep it open for a little bit longer. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank
Please,
you.
please do.
Thank you.
So I hereby close our container, the first 5 days, bold voices, conscious choices. And may we all walk in our truth, in our power, from love, devotion, inspired action, so that we can actually all elevate and make the world the place that we want to live in for ourselves and the future generations.
Aho.
Hmm.
Love you all.
Love you.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
See you in the next retreat, Martin. Wherever that is.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Yeah.